Just a few weeks ago I said it would only be a matter of time until there would be a new Outlast Trials speedrun. And of course this 4-stack delivered with a new world record for Liquidate the Union. In only 7 minutes and 22 seconds this team finished Liquidate the Union. So immediately you're going to notice the dominance of the stun rig, because there's just no reason to run any other rig than stun. Already we've got a small little time save here, and this is the only reason there aren't 4 stun rigs in the trial, using the jammer rig to open the gate a bit quicker than usual. So throughout this speedrun I'll be changing the point of view of who this is coming from, like I just did there, switching to the person who's using jammer rig in order to show what time is being saved. There are so many little things that the jammer rig can mess with that a lot of people don't know about. You can even use the jammer rig to blow up the TVs you see around the trial, so that just shows how much it can do. Regardless, the dominance of the stun rig is just going to continue. I think even after the new update of X-Ray and Barricade, it's just gonna keep going. Even after all the nerfs, stun rig still refills your stamina and it can still get you out of any situation, so it's just perfect for speedrunning. Of course, you've got the unavoidable monologue from Franco, so that gives you a bit of downtime during the trial. Anyway, there's so much coming up that I'll have to explain to you guys. But this new skip has cut off an insane 4 minutes from the trial. I doubt this is ever going to be beaten, and the skip could get patched soon, so I'm not really sure. So this player is going to unlock the door, and this is going to be a big part in what we see later. So keep that in mind as we're going into the next section here, where this player is going to stand back and have a look at the TV screens as they get unlocked. This is all while the 3 other players are making sure their radios are being close to done and also checking what symbols are on them. Unfortunately, there's always one radio that you can't keep a track of due to there being 4 of them in that area and only 3 reagents going over them. I'm planning on making a video soon of how broken the stun rig is and just how good it is, especially in Invasion. I'm not really sure what you guys think, but please let me know in the comments. Speaking of you guys, while there's a bit of downtime in this speedrun, only 0.8% of you guys have actually subscribed. So that leaves 99.2% of you guys who aren't subscribed, so I'd really like you guys to consider. Sadly, right here, one of the players steps on a mine, and that gets a lot of people with the gas. But we are watching a world record right now, so of course that didn't matter. Right here, this person is being helped up onto the balcony in order to complete the next skip that's going to be done. So this ends up saving 4 minutes in total, and you'll just have to see how insane the process is. Going around the outside of the railing here, around the panic room, you can just go into other parts of the map. Unfortunately, you still need to complete the other sections of the map, so this is only viable in quad speedruns like this. Now, I won't lie, I feel like some of this skip can be completed faster, but in the end it's a lot safer to do it in a slow way rather than just mess up the whole speedrun. So coming to the end of this skip, you'll find yourself in the 3rd section of this map, which Kross is doing right now. So even though all the other sections are blocked off behind Kross, there are no enemies while he's completing this part of the trial on his own. So this just removes so much struggle and so many unsafe areas. So this just removes so many places where the speedrun could just end straight there with somebody going down and losing so much time, making it so much safer to go through. Meanwhile, the other reagents in this trial are going through the previous sections, trying to get these done in line with the 3rd section. Luckily, Kross here gets a head start, finding the moon radio immediately. Liquidate the Union is just such an RNG heavy trial, and you need to go through it. Even if you know what you're doing, you'll need to go through most parts of the map to get it done and check so many radios just to find out what you're meant to do. For me, this doesn't really make it a fun trial to run and just extends the time for so much longer, especially when you're running it solo. The reason I'm saying this is because this is a 4-stack, I doubt there's ever going to be a quicker way that Liquidate the Union is going to be done. I'm not really sure if the skip is going to get patched, like I said earlier, but there's just no way to know. But this, for now, is the best time that's been done. With the end time, you can tell that there was some decent RNG in this run. Not perfect, but from Liquidate the Union, what can you expect? Another part of Liquidate the Union that just makes it so long is pushing the Union boss. This is such a long and loud process that you just can't speed up at all, especially in a solo speedrun. You have to do all of this yourself. So that's what's happening while Kross is at the end, chilling at the end, grabbing the hearts and getting set up for the final stage of the trial. Again, since this section has already been completed, pushing the Union boss is such a long process. So once again, you would think that there's more downtime in this trial, but this time is being used very wisely. As you can see, Kross is dropping hearts at the points where people will be standing in the final part of the trial. While all this preparation for the final stage is going on, I would be showing you guys a different point of view, but all the rest of the point of view is just pushing the Union boss, and that kind of makes up a large portion of this speedrun, just waiting for the boss to be pushed along. Another thing to note is, due to this being on the introductory level, Franco takes so long to spawn in the final section. Introductory doesn't really change much comparing it to standard. The only real significant changes in introductory are probably just the reduced damage and the time it takes for enemies to spawn. Because of this, and due to the speed that these people are doing it, it takes until the final stage of drowning the Union boss. So by the time that happens, Franco doesn't even have a chance to do anything in this trial. Even then, there are multiple stuns lined up that will just halt him, like, as long as they want to. But it's just so important to watch this final section here because it's just a work of art how organized this is. I hate to be the guy that points it out, but at one of the sections here, the wrong sign is hit, so that just means there's a bit more room for improvement here. But regardless, this section is just incredible. 3 reagents, this is Eon, Mordekay and Kross, all here in the final section. All of them in just the right spots to be able to see as many targets as possible and hit them. All of this coming together to make this usually long section so much shorter. But then you might say, well, there's 4 reagents in this run, why only 3 players in the final section and helping? No, the 4th player, Ghostcake, isn't one of your usual ranked teammates. They're actually doing something even more important to save even more time in this speedrun. Meanwhile, from the moment the Union boss reached the final section, Ghostcake has been going back through the trial all the way back to the beginning. But you might wonder why Ghostcake is going all the way back through this extremely long trial. Since the final route to the exit isn't open yet, this is the only way to get back to the button and press it as soon as possible. This is also where the blocked door from earlier comes in. Since it was opened earlier, you can get to the button quicker, but I don't really think this saves much time. Like I said, this still isn't a perfect speedrun. There's still a couple of areas, but this is incredibly good for right now. And only now does Franco come in at the final part of the trial, hitting the last 3 targets. Even if Franco would have come in earlier, there would still be 2 stuns to eat. This rig is just so strong, and it just makes this team unstoppable. While we're here, I'd like to give all credit of this gameplay to Mordekay, Eon, Ghostcake and Kross because they're the runners for this. Then finally a thanks to Kross for allowing me to use this gameplay and make a video on it. Anyway, we're at the final section with Ghostcake waiting at the end, just pressing the button as soon as it can be pressed to save more time. Even though it's just the final section, there's still so much that can go wrong, like this grunt right here which takes a swing. So it was incredibly lucky that nobody got hit there. None of this is speedrun ending of course, but even Franco can slow you down. It's just so easy for him to hit you with his gun since it's so versatile. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this speedrun because I definitely did, and I'm really excited to see where ones go in the future. So all that YouTuber stuff, remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.
Yo, nice.
Oh.